All right, hello there, welcome back to another wee different video. Today's video, we are going to be recapping week 4 of the NFL season. Just in case you might have missed anything, I got you covered. We did it for week 2, or no, we didn't. Did we do it for week 2? I think we did. Yeah, did it for week 2, did it for week 3, if I remember correctly. Anyway, that's not important. What's important is we get everything covered of what you might have missed. Starting with Thursday Night Football, Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Giants. Cowboys were looking really good in that first half. CeeDee Lamb getting that long touchdown. Things did settle down in the second half though. Defenses were playing much better. Cowboys though securing a much needed win, but Micah Parsons suffered an ankle injury. DeMarcus Lawrence suffered a foot injury. D-Law will be out for a longer period of time, at least 4 weeks it seems. Micah Parsons, not entirely sure on that, but he will probably miss next week. So that's a big blow to the Cowboys. On the flip side, Malik Neighbors still looks fantastic. Going into the Bengals versus the Panthers, the Bengals looking really good offensively. And, you know, we can talk about the likes of T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, but I want to talk about Chase Brown. Out of nowhere, a guy gets 15 carries for 80 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. He just looks like the more explosive back. Bengals still end up winning 34-24. Going into the Saints versus the Falcons. Falcons barely winning because of a 58-yard field goal thanks to Younghoe Koo. But oh my goodness. The Falcons offensively were abysmal. 0 offensive touchdowns, but they scored 26 points because they had a recovered, if that's what you want to call it, a fumble, touchdown. And then they also had a pick 6. Saints, with those mistakes, were crucial mistakes. And I don't know what's going on with Kyle Pitts, but he just seems to be non-existent. At this point, you might want to label him a bust. I don't want to go that far yet, but to anyone who already says that, you're not wrong. The dude has just not produced since his rookie year, and he doesn't look great. Nor does Kirk Cousins, though. But again, Falcons winning by 2. Jaguars and Texans. Jaguars leading this game and giving themselves an opportunity to go 1-3 instead of 0-4. But of course, Nico Collins had 12 catches for 151 yards and a touchdown. I had Stephon Diggs in fantasy, so I was watching that game a lot more closely than some of the other ones. And oh my gosh, Nico Collins is a beast, man. He is absolutely unreal. Going into the Broncos and Jets, Broncos winning. Surprisingly, Broncos are 2-2, but it's not because of their offense. It's because of their defense. Their defense has been locked down. You look at last week, what happened with the Bucs and the Broncos. Everyone's quick to say it was a fluke. Bucs should have won. They just didn't come in ready to go. But let's be honest, this Broncos defense is legit. What is not is the offense. Bo Nix looks awful. The running backs, no room to run. The receivers, it's just Cortland Sutton, it seems. Broncos look terrible offensively. On the flip side, though, the Jets, offensively, yeah, it's just bad. Their defense is really good, too. That's the thing. Like, it was a battle of the defenses this game. It wasn't really an entertaining game, to be honest. Broncos escape out of this one, though. Vikings and Packers, 31-29 in favor of the Vikings. The game looked closer than what it really was. The Packers were just really dead set on rallying, and they did make it close. You know, they made it an interesting game in the end, but the Vikings defense is just too legit, and their offense has been way too on fire. This Vikings team is scary good right now. Steelers versus Colts. Steelers lose this game, so they're no longer 3-0, now 3-1. Colts getting a much needed win, and Anthony Richardson gets hurt in this game. He gets out of a play, comes back in, and he is visibly hurt. And what does the play caller decide to do? Let's do a quarterback run. So it might have been a read option. Regardless, the quarterback ran to the left. Anthony Richardson getting hurt again, being out of the game with the hit pointer. Joe Flacco comes in and he impresses, looks good, and it's like, damn, Joe Flacco still got it. Even after last season, what he did with the Browns was impressive. But again, doing it against the Steelers and their elite defense was also really impressive. I will say this, though. Anthony Richardson probably won't be out for a while, but he is hurt right now. Jonathan Taylor did suffer a high ankle sprain. So we're going to have to monitor that and see how long that keeps him out, which is a huge loss to this Colts offense. They need him. Jonathan Taylor is a need because he's been the main reason why they've had production, to be honest with you. He's been super good. Talking about the Steelers, Russell Wilson's still out, at least in the injury report. I don't know how valid that is or not, if he's actually out or if they're just saving his face Not literally, but his reputation of, oh, Justin Fields is starting over you. So who knows what's going on there. But anyway, Justin Fields is still a starter, presumably moving forward. Rams and the Bears. Bears, Caleb Williams looks far, far, far more comfortable than he did week 1. Naturally, that's going to happen, but it's still really impressive to see how he's putting things together because he just does look better. He only threw for 160 passing yards. Wasn't a great game by any means, but he's putting the pieces together and you can visibly see it. Also, DeAndre Swift, everyone was talking mad smack about him, talking about how he can't run the ball, running between tackles. He's washed or he was never good. What does he do against the Rams? 7 catches, 70 yards, 16 carries, 93 yards, a touchdown, and he looked fantastic. Cooper Kupp's still going to be out the next 2 games at least, it seems, and Puka Nacua is going to be out another month, it seems. Going into the Eagles and the Buccaneers laid the smackdown. The Eagles just were not prepared at all. Buccaneers came out swinging and just were up the entire game. Baker Mayfield with a great game. Eagles 2-2. Rough outing. Need to bounce back for sure. Patriots and 49ers, this game was not competitive. And I say that in the nicest way possible, even though the 49ers only won by 17. Once they got the lead, they never let go, and that Patriots offense is abysmal. You know, we knew that Jacoby Brissett would be the starter and that this offense would struggle, but man, they are abysmal. Not a fun team to watch. Commanders and Cardinals, Jaden Daniels is insane. Utterly in-freaking-sane. LSU boys between Brian Thomas, Malik Neighbors, and Jaden Daniels all coming to the NFL this year. Unreal. The stuff that they're doing is unfreaking real. He has led his team to more touchdown drives than he has incompletions through the first 4 games. Think about that. And I'm going to repeat that one more time. More touchdown drives than incompletions in the first 4 games. Jaden Daniels is insane. On the flip side, though, Kyler Murray and co. I don't know what it is about them starting off really hot in that first drive and then just going completely AWOL after that, but it's been kind of bad to witness, to be honest with you. It's like they have this game plan and they execute it so well in the first drive, and then after that, the offense just falls apart. It's honestly, I don't know what to say. I don't know what it is. I mean, we do know that their defense is not good, and they're not being helped by that, but it's rough to see because I really believe this team would be better than this, but they're 1-3 going into the Chiefs and the Chargers. The Chargers messing up time after time after time against this Chiefs team. This Chiefs team looks so beatable, yet they're 4-0. But the biggest storyline of this game is Rashee Rice seemingly out for the rest of the year with an ACL tear. Patrick Mahomes ran into him after throwing a pick. Obviously inadvertent, but Patrick Mahomes literally took away his number 1 target and his number 1 resource into moving this offense. And I don't know what to say. It's just bad all around. From the Chargers, from the Chiefs, looking really just rough. 17-10, though, is your final score. Chiefs move on. Browns and Raiders. This game, there's just not a lot to talk about here. The Raiders don't look good. The Browns don't look good. Both of it coming from the offenses. Just really, really, really troubling. I'm interested to see if the Chiefs trade for someone like Amari Cooper, because now that Rashee Rice is out, they're going to need someone. And the Browns' offense is abysmal. Deshaun Watson is abysmal. Bills and Ravens. Ravens putting the smackdown on the Bills. I think this is the biggest loss the Bills have lost in years. They're typically in every game, and they fight for every quarter. But the Ravens were just way too good for this one. And Lamar Jackson didn't need to pass it a lot. You just had to hand it off to Derrick Henry and let him cook. Still had 3 total touchdowns for himself, but Derrick Henry was just insane. And then that defense was really good. It kind of goes to show that you can't really have that everyone eats mantra. At some point, once you face an elite team, you need to have that guy who's just going to up your level more than you already have. And the Bills are lacking that guy. They're lacking, well, to be honest, the Stephon Diggs when he was in his prime with the Bills. They're lacking something like that to where they have someone to go to when a team like the Ravens are really just locking up. and the Bills had no one to go to. And then, of course, the Monday night games. We had one really good game. We had one really bad game. The Dolphins and Titans was a terrible game to watch. The offenses both suck. And, you see the Titans have 31, and you're thinking, oh my gosh. But that's because of the Dolphins. Their offense is just non-existent. There's really just nothing to say. I mean, Tyreek Hill isn't able to do anything. Jalen Waddle isn't able to do anything. Devon Achane isn't able to do anything, but it's because of the quarterback play. And I don't know if it's Coach McDaniels that's the problem and that he can't really scheme around anyone else other than Tua. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but this offense right now is awful. They need Tua back in the worst way. Their record drops to 1-3, and there's someone that everyone considered to be a playoff team. So this is really, really concerning for the Dolphins. 1-3 again. Titans, though, securing their first win with Mason Rudolph because Will Levis goes down with a shoulder injury. We'll see more if he's going to be out for a long time or not. And then the final game, Lions and Seahawks. Now this game was all offense, everything offense. If you wanted defense, you didn't get it. But if you wanted offense, you got it. Jared Goff was perfect accuracy. You had highlights from him, Amon-Ra, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. I mean, it was just a perfect, quite literally a perfect outing for Jared Goff. 18 for 18, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns, and including a 70-yarder to Jameson Williams. Insane performance from the Lions offense. And then the Seahawks offense, Kenneth Walker with some highlights, Geno Smith with some good throws, DK Metcalf with a 100-yard game. It was just offense, everything. Fortunately, though, no injuries here, at least from what I remember. Anyway, the Lions, though, getting a big win because they're in direct competition with the Vikings. Vikings are 4-0. So if Lions want that division, going 2-2 definitely want to help. Taking 3-1, going above 500, you're going to need it. Being in a division with the freaking Vikings. And I wouldn't have told you that from the start of the season, but that's what it is. They're really good. That is your breakdown of week 4. Everything that you might have missed. Hopefully I got you covered. Injuries, there are some big ones. Obviously the biggest one, Rashee Rice, presumably out for the year. Anyway, I greatly appreciate you guys for watching. This is We've Been Different. We've Been Different. And we out.